Hello my convicts and convicettes. Here's to design the Kappa Convict, bringing you guys and gals a new video. So this is going to be kind of a little bit of a ranty video, I guess you could put it. I want to talk a little bit about something that's currently out at the moment that I really do feel needs to be addressed and needs to be done by PlayStation in order to ban these particular products. So let's talk about them and let's get into it. So I saw a video as of recent. I've heard of it before, but I've never really taken much notice of it. But obviously, it comes back and back again. And there was a YouTuber that was showing or showcasing this device. Now, the first one here, as you can see, is Apex, and it's called the XIM. And it says, "Welcome to XIM Technologies, the official site of XIM Advanced Gaming Input Adapters. It provides the highest precision mouse and keyboard and more experience on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. Unsurpassed for quality, ease of use, and flexibility, XIM is a perfect companion to the most demanding gamer." It says XIM gamers all over the world enjoy gaming with their friends on console while they use the input method that best suits them. Now, what this device basically does is it plugs into your PlayStation or Xbox, whichever device. You then have adapters on the end of this to plug in a keyboard and mouse. You also have to plug in your controller into this device so that it can feed the controller and basically confuse the PlayStation and the consoles into thinking the controller is being used and not a keyboard and mouse. Then what you do is use the application that comes with this, and you can use this then to basically add in all the different functions that you would have normally on a PC for a keyboard and mouse. So what is my problem with this particular product? It basically is cheating. What it's allowing you to do with this input adapter is allow you to use a keyboard and mouse on any console game that there is out in the market at the moment. And obviously, when I first came in to search for this, what did it say? XIM, Apex. So even Apex Legends, when you jump into Apex Legends, you cannot guarantee now that you're just going to be go against people with a controller. You're going to have people who can use keyboard and mouse or controller. What is my issue with this? My biggest issue is the fact that a keyboard and mouse is much more dominant over a controller in terms of the way that you play with these devices. The thumb only has a certain degree of turning, which is why with controller we have aim assist on console. Why? Because when we obviously use our thumb, we have a limited degree of turning, means that we're not able to do most things that people could do with a mouse. Now, having a mouse in your hand, you've got all this degree of turning, and you can obviously draw a circle perfect. Try doing this. Put your fingers to the table like this. Tape a pencil to your thumb. Try and draw a perfect circle. I guarantee you won't be able to do it properly. And if you are, you're probably taking your time to try and do it. You're not doing it quick. And what you'll notice is with the degree turning of the thumb, we have a lesser degree of turning. With hand doing it like this, with a free hand, it's so much easier to do a circle than it would be to do it with a thumb. Now, there's a couple of questions that obviously I would want to ask. I don't know if someone's got an XM and want to answer this question, but seeing as they are using what I would say essentially a mod to modify their controller or modify into making their console think that they're using a controller when they're in fact using a keyboard and mouse, will they still get access to aim assist? Because using a mouse and keyboard and having aim assist is a big no-no. That's more or less like using aimbot, basically, on console. Another thing is, obviously, if this was a thing that consoles allowed this, which obviously they do on Fortnite, then why is it not officially made, available to all of the people that play console? If it was something that console was allowing, why is it not available? Fortnite, it is available because obviously they made it available and that is fine. I don't have a problem with that, with people having keyboard and mouse on a game that says yes, we can have that, and consoles have accepted and allowed keyboard and mouse on it. But there is no other devices that allow this or other games out there that allow this at the moment. Apex does not allow it, so why are people thinking that it's a good idea to go and buy something that gives them an unfair advantage. I've even heard a lot of people complaining on Rainbow Six because of the fact that when you get to about Diamond or Platinum, most people will use XIM because they want to use keyboard and mouse on Rainbow Six. Again, it's unfair, it's not fair. Why are they allowed to use it and others are not? So what PlayStation really need to do is ban this product. You need to ban XIM completely. And if they plug it in, have the console not recognize it or refuse to play with it in, because it is unfair. Even in Fortnite, they kind of changed the rules and allowed it so that when keyboard and mouse is plugged in, you have to play against PC lobbies, because obviously then it's fair because we have cross-network play. That's fine. I know some people still cheat and still plug in a controller till they jump into the game, then swap them over again to use keyboard and mouse so they play against controllers instead of other keyboard and mouse players. Again, which I don't deem acceptable. I think that what Fortnite could do, what Epic Games could do for that, is if the device, or they could put in some sort of function that if someone tries to unplug their controller and plug in a keyboard and mouse, that the game recognizes that they've done that and throws them back into the lobby and makes them play against PC players. That's what should happen. The be all and end all. Now, I'm arguing with a person at the moment on YouTube who is on about going to buy this, and he's here at the moment. Let me go to where he is, and it's this person here. He's called Reddit Reader, and basically he says that he wants to go and buy one. I said it is cheating. No one else has this function unless they buy this crap product at £104. Nice rip off, which it is. And then use it to have an advantage. If you're so bad, want to play, then go play it on PC. Don't spoil games for those using controller. I tell you one thing, I'm going to try my hardest to get this banned on console, and I am. Do not buy the Strike Pack or the XIM. Now, I've not got to the Strike Pack yet. We'll get to that in a moment. Get better at the game and use what console is meant for, the controller. Only people who suck do this because they know that's the only way to win against people with a controller, because they can't beat other PC gamers, which is essentially why you're using this on a console, because you want to have an advantage. He then replied, that's not even close why I buy it. I don't want to learn controller for a shooter because that's not the way I want to play. I just want to have fun, not like just like you, using another peripheral device isn't like activating a hack. Well, it is, because others don't have advantage of that. Some people are better with controllers, others aren't. I saw a girl that would FK me up easily with her Xbox controller, even if I'd use a mouse and keyboard. God, that girl will kill me over and over, even if I had wall hack on. Why would you be using wall hack? It's not like you instantly God when you use keyboard and mouse, just like he said. That is true, you're not an instant God, but the fact is, it is still more dominant over a keyboard, over a controller. A keyboard and mouse is still dominant over a controller because you have more degree of turning. And I can actually do well. I don't use keyboard and mouse, and I would be able to use that and do extremely well on Apex. I'm telling you. Then where is the other ones? I did some more. I did actually get back in contact and say something else. Have I already said it? I did reply again, but I can't find it on there. So basically, Reddit Reader is wanting to cheat, is fundamentally what I'm saying here. I don't know if you could see that because my webcam might have been in the way, but I've read it out to you anyway. But it's called Reddit Reader. And I don't agree with it. It's wrong. It shouldn't be used, and it shouldn't be allowed on console. Consoles need to ban this product from being allowed to be used on a console. If, in fact, we are allowed to use keyboard and mouse on console, then make it available that we can just plug it in. We shouldn't have to pay £104 for some device to give you that functionality. Now, he was kind of dissing a little bit and saying, well, it's not fair that people have a scuff over a controller. The fact is, a Scuff, a Narcon, the C40 don't make you any better than any other console player. The only thing you have advantage, if anything, is the fact you can jump a little bit and you can do other functions that some people can't do, like aiming, reloading, and stuff without moving your thumb from your thumbstick. It doesn't make you any better, doesn't give you any better aim. You still got the aim you have using controller. So it's only very slight, if any, sort of difference between one and the other. The only thing that makes it unfair is if you are using such as like macros, which obviously Narcon realized and stopped using it within their future products, and why they never really fixed the first product they brought out, which is Narcon version 1, because it's very buggy and it doesn't work correctly. And the way that they added in the short, medium, and long intervals, it doesn't work. Most of the times when I've tried it and kind of looked at it, even though I did frown upon it a lot, I didn't use it anyway. And the only time I ever did use it a little bit was in Fortnite at the beginning when they didn't have that function, but it was more to prove how much better it was to have L1, R1, L2, and R2 as the building options, which they eventually did do. So that was at the very beginning when we had to have triangle to search through weapons, and then it was like all these other weird buttons, I can't remember what they were, to make the building happening, to do the building, and we had to keep clicking to keep building that specific set. I think it was L2 and R2, and then we had to keep using R1 to build it. I think it was what it was. I can't remember if that was the case or not. And then obviously they brought in the idea of bringing L1, R1, L2, R2 into the building, and obviously that was never needed from that point on. The thing is, with this product, the XIM, it is promoting cheating because you're modifying. Now, one big question I wanted to know uh, before I started ranting on is, does this still allow you to have aim assist then? Because basically all you're doing is you're confusing the console into thinking you've got a controller plugged in, and then you're remapping it to a keyboard, the functions of what you would have on the controller. So you would have extra features, and there's also extra other bits you can add in, like different sensitivities for the mouse, like polling rates and stuff like that, that you can actually add, that you can manipulate in order to give you perfect PC aim on there. And it has been reviewed. There was a guy on YouTube called Battle Nonsense, who I do follow because he did a really good report upon uh, the functionality of multiplayer statistics, where it was showing if there was any delay, what kind of lag they have on their networks, and how that would impact obviously shooting, moving, getting hit, not getting hit, and all those different, it goes into great detail of what the server is and what best game has the best sort of latency for all, for moving, building, shooting, and what have you. And it was Fortnite that seemed to come up as one of the best ones that had the least problems, and Apex was one of the higher ones that had a lot of problems, where you could still shoot someone even though they had gone behind cover and still kill them, which does happen to me over time on there. Even in live streams, it's happened where I've gone behind something, I've then gone down, and I'm like, how? And he was literally shooting before the rock. Even Call of Duty has it as well, and is a slightly bigger offender for that kind of thing as well. So yeah, the XIM. Let me know in the comments what you think. I definitely think this should be banned because it promotes cheating in a way that you have a access to a device that gives you more function than what other people have, and obviously keyboard and mouse is cheating if it's not allowed by everybody. If it was allowed, then you could just plug one of these into a console and play with these. If you're having to use a device to do it, then you are cheating because it obviously promotes that you need this in order to convert something into something else. And in fact, you can use this on all consoles on here, PlayStations, on Xbox 360s, on PlayStation 3s, Xbox Ones. It's cheating. Now, I believe the Xbox allow keyboard and mouse now. You can just plug in a keyboard and mouse and it works. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but if that is, then that's fair enough because obviously they're allowing everybody to use it. But the fact is, PlayStation 4 only allow it on Fortnite at the moment. It might come out in the future that they might allow more people to use not this, but the normal standard keyboard and mouse. Just plug and play one of these into your PlayStation and use it to play games with. Now, if they decide to do that, obviously with more cross-platform play, games in the future, then that's fair enough. But at the moment, they don't accept it. You can plug in a keyboard and mouse, but you can't use it for all games. So my answer to this is no. XIM should be banned. 100%. You should not have to pay £104 for this to cheat others out of games. And I don't care about what people say about other controllers. The other controllers are still controllers. They won't make it any better. The only benefit you get from them is the fact they have buttons on the back of the controller. They're not really cheating because it won't make you a god. You're still going to have the same aim you're going to have as everybody else in the games. Period. Now, the next product I want to talk a little bit about is this one, the Strikepack, or in this case, the Strikepack FPS Dominator mod device for PS4 for £46.12. Now, this is the Strikepack here, and what it essentially does is it wraps around your normal standard PlayStation controller and gives it extra access to paddles on the back here, as you can see. And this is the where's the front? It's not showing it from the front. Okay, it doesn't show it from the front, but basically it wraps around the front and it goes over the PlayStation button, locks into secure, and then you can use these paddles on the back. Now, this idea I'm not against because all it's doing is giving the extra functionality to a standard controller for less. Because, like I said, let's go for the latest stuff is around about $300, I think they said it was. I don't know what that is in money, but it's very expensive. It is expensive. And I can imagine it is hard for people to go buy it. Now, when I bought my Narcon, which is here with me now, when I bought my Narcon Pro controller, it was very expensive, and it took me a long time to make sure that I had this money ready to go and buy this device, and I couldn't keep going out and buying this device every time, which is why I never bought version 2 or the unlimited version, because I can't simply afford it. Why? Because I currently look after my son full time. He's autistic. For those who are new to the channel, my son's autistic. He's 5 years old now. He turned 5 on the 30th of April and I look after him full time. I'm his full time carer. Now, why I don't work and I stay here to look after him is because it would cost us over 600 or more pounds, probably more than 600 to be honest with him being autistic, for someone to come and look after him. They would need special training. They would need to be able to deal with him full time because of him being autistic. And it's just simply easier for me to be here and support him full time. Now, I only get £66 each week for being his carer. From that, I have to pay for the gas and electricity of the property. I have to then pay for food through the week. I pay for the internet myself because obviously it's me who uses it. And that's, quite a lot of money as it is from the end of it. So by the time I've finished doing all this, I'll have around about £10 each week left over. Now, my partner works full time, but she supports the house. She pays water rates. She pays for the car insurance for her car that she owns, and she pays for the bits and pieces for her. She doesn't give me any extra money. I don't get any extra money from that. And then Rio gets the money that he gets for himself, but that is for him. So we don't use his money. His money goes towards helping him for extra equipment that he might need, for his food for the month, to support him for activities and clothes. That's how it works. So that's all the money spread out. She keeps her money. She does whatever she wants with her money. She runs a business back home in Africa that she uses. She puts all that money into savings and she keeps the money for herself. I don't get anything from that. I just get £66 each week and that is it. Which is obviously why I try to push so hard on YouTube to try and do what I can, because I would really like to get better at YouTube so that more people subscribe and help me out, and hopefully I can earn an income as much as what she could as well. Now my boy is in full-time school now, so I am looking to go back into full-time work as she comes back. Now she's due to come back today, but apparently there's a big delay in her flight, so she won't actually be back until 9:30 now, until tomorrow. So she'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 instead of today, which is fair enough. So I got up early this morning, and I'm now waiting until tomorrow until she comes back. And then I'm going to be looking at some type of full-time work that I'll be doing from then on, which won't affect my recordings, but may affect my live streams. Now, if you do want to help and support me, you can do by subscribing, liking, and tapping the notification bell so you can be notified of my videos. Help support me, and then I can help support Rio. And I would love to be able to do this as a full-time job, so I could be a full-time YouTuber and also full-time carer for Rio and continue that on, instead of trying to do it as we are going to do it at the moment, which is going to be she's going to work nights, I'm going to try and work days, I'm going to have him on the night, hopefully he's going to sleep all night, which sometimes he doesn't, and then go to work full day, and then she's going to take over on the night time. And as you can see, that's going to be pretty difficult. I'm going to have to still sort of like stay up until late or get up early in the morning to do recordings to get them out, and so on and so forth. It'll be a ball ache. I'm still going to do it because that's what I want to do, but you can make the difference, and that's all we need, is just more people to subscribe. Keep watching those videos, keep watching those ads, even though they are annoying, to help support me and obviously to earn some revenue, and then maybe in the future this could be a full-time thing. So that is clearly up to you. Anyway, getting back to it, so the strike pack is not too bad of an idea for this. Now, the one thing I don't like the idea of is this mod. So what does the mod do? Well, basically the mod is a built-in app which is needed, as you can see here. Mods, built-in app needed, and you can do this through your controller. And you get the latest mods for first-person shooters and Turbo 2.0 for non-first-person shooter games. What do the mods do? They give you such as anti-recoil, which means that no longer would you have to pull your trigger and pull your right thumbstick down to lower your gun to control your recoil. It does it completely for you. So it basically hacks your controller and makes it lower like that when you're shooting, and you can strengthen or weaken it, so you can have it so it can literally eliminate recoil completely, and it just shoots straight forward, because what it's essentially doing is it's pulling down the controller for you inside, and making and confusing the device in your controller into thinking you're pulling down when you're actually not, and you'll just be shooting forward without having to pull down on your right thumbstick at all. There's also a mod so you can have stronger aim assist, so you can make it so you almost more or less have aimbot, so you can increase the aim assist of what your controller is going over. I don't know how that works, but apparently it confuses the game somehow into giving you stronger aim assist. And then there is rapid fire mod. So obviously any gun such as a P2020 or anything that is a single shot that relies on your trigger finger to be fast is not going to do that. It's going to be like a fully auto weapon. You just pull the trigger, that is it, and it's just going to go da 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 da, and obviously we all know what that does. So this is a part of the thing that this strike pack needs to be banned for, and the reason why I say that they should ban the strike pack, because it's promoting cheating in the way of mods. The mods are cheating. I know a lot of people have gone out there and have said to me, yeah, but I don't want it for the mods. I want it just for the paddles, and that's how I want to play it. That's fine. That's fine. But the problem I have is it's in your head that one day you're going to have that, that problem where you're going to get beat and you're like, oh my God, this stupid lobby. I've got mods. I can use a mod. I could buy a mod. It's the temptation that it's physically there. There are mods physically there, and it shouldn't be allowed. Now, if they were just to make it just a strike pack like it is in the moment, it's a really cool idea, really innovative. Apparently, there's really hardly any latency, if any at all, between using this as it's being reviewed by people, and that's not a problem. The problem I have is with the mod side of this strike pack, and it shouldn't be allowed. It should be banned. And PlayStation again should ban this product if in fact they don't take off the mods or have something that recognizes the mods and disables the strike pack from being able to be used on a controller until those mods are removed, or something like that. I'll just unfortunately ban the strike pack completely, and they'll just have to bring out a new one that doesn't have mods, that doesn't allow mods, and then people can just use it as a scuff, which is absolutely fine. I've got no problem with that product apart from the mods. So there we have it. So these are the devices that I wanted to talk about today. So the XIM, I definitely disagree with that. The XIM should not be should not be allowed at all with a console. Not at all. Period. No. Because other people can't use it. Why should you have to pay £104 to use a keyboard and mouse on a console when consoles could just allow keyboard and mouse? So if they don't allow it, it shouldn't exist on console unless you're playing such as Fortnite. For the strike pack, I don't mind as long as it's just for the application of using the paddles on the back. No mods. None. No. Anti-recoil? No. Rapid fire? No. Any other mod crap? No. It is cheating, it is unfair, and it is not right. So let me know in the comments below what you think. I definitely think that these two products should be banned for now. The Strike Pack only because of the mods. The XIM completely because no one should be allowed to use a keyboard and mouse without everyone else being able to have that option. If no one else has got the option, it's cheating. No, having a scuff or a Narcon or the C40 is not cheating because it doesn't offer any extra value apart from the fact that you have buttons on the back of your controller and that is it. So you can use this to jump, that to punch. That's the only difference between any other controller, and there are options out there for bumper jumper or accessibility options on the console as well on the PlayStation, so you can actually change this to jump. So you could actually jump with your right thumbstick and aim and shoot with it. So there is options out there to make even a standard PS4 controller be able to combat people using scuff by changing stuff in accessibility. Because how many times would you find yourself crouching? Not really that often. And to be honest, if you're playing such as like Black Ops 3, it would be more benefit to jump than it would be to crouch and go prone. So there we have it. So let me know in the comments below what you think. I definitely feel that these two products should be banned. I have tweeted out to them. Check it out on Twitter. To PlayStation support, I've asked them to possibly what they're going to do about banning this product. I'm going to push it and see what we can do, if we can get a response from them, and I'll let you know live on the channel what they have said in regards to the XIM and the Strike Pack. So hopefully you enjoyed. You know who it is. It is I, the Kappa Convict. I'm signing out, and as always, I salute you, my convicts and convicettes, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye for now.